watching this on Facebook Meat Pants, please be so kind as to like and share. What must I do? Like and share. Everybody, like and share. Okay, very important. As always, for the first minute or two, I'd like you to just say hi, tell me where you are watching from on the planet, and we'd love to chat with you before we get going. Remember some ground rules, three rules, okay? Kindness, dignity, respect towards myself, towards whomsoever I am interviewing, and of course, most importantly, towards each other in the comments. I don't know why people now pass the time by sniping at each other. Please don't do that, you guys. If you don't know what kindness, dignity, and respect sound like, let me help you out. If your mother was standing next to you while you typing whatever you were going to type, and she would smack you in the chops, that's not kindness, dignity, or respect. All right. So we're just waiting to hear if this is all okay and see the very first person who will tell us where they're watching from. I'm hoping that all the sound is okay. There were one or two comments about sound yesterday being difficult inside. So we went outside. So it's a lovely day, as you can see. It's a lovely day in Sea Point, isn't it beautiful? Beautiful day in Sea Point. And so I'm just going to assume, seeing as nobody has said I can't hear you, I'm going to assume, hello YouTube, by the way. We're also on YouTube. All right. So we're going to assume that everything is okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hand you over to my guest, whose name is Hendricks. He is the Member of Parliament for the Al Jama'ah political party. Hello, James. Hello, you dear. Hi, how you doing? Hi. He is the Member of Parliament already. Okay, so this is the continuing story of elections 2021 that I'm covering. I have been in touch with as many, if not every, political party in the city of Cape Town. There are municipal elections happening on the 1st of November. To be clear, there won't be any new ministers either provincially in one of the 9 provinces, for those of you watching from other countries, or in the national parliament at all, because this is a local by-election. But that will mean that there will be a new mayor, may or may not be the same political party. Just to explain the context and the landscape, the country is run by a political party called the ANC, who govern as well 8 out of the 9 provinces in this country. This province, the Western Cape, which is bloody huge, just by the way, it's a huge province. This one is the only one governed by the official opposition, the Democratic Alliance. And if you've watched my programs, my broadcasts, you have met a number of those people, not the least of which JP Smith, Dr. Badruddin, Sean Fernandez, Bridget Masondo. You've met Jordan Hill Lewis. You've met the mayor, Dan Plata. You've met the premier, Alan Windy. You've met Nicola Jowl. So the reason those people have been on is because they occupy those positions here. I am absolutely apolitical. One more time, for somebody who goes, you're being very favorable to the DA. I am not. I am absolutely apolitical. I am just, my only message for all of you is please go and vote for somebody on the 1st of November. Don't sit on your arse and then bitch and moan on Facebook about how the country isn't being run properly. You are responsible in part for that particular, no, it's fine, they can talk, it's fine. You are responsible in part for that particular situation because you didn't put an X next to somebody. Once you put an X, you can then moan. Okay? So just to clarify, that's the story. Please, guys, you are more than welcome. Please send comments, say hello, and give us any idea where you are watching from. Also, then, I just need to tell you, I'm going to hand the reins over to the nice man, and then he's going to explain to you the origin of the party, who he is, what they stand for, and then we're going to, you can ask questions at any point, and just so that you know, Mr. Hendricks, I will be interrupting you, because people will be interrupting me. All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce? There he is, the man from Al Jama'ah Party, the man from Al Jama'ah Party. Off you go.
Thank you very much, and assalamu alaikum to all the viewers and the listeners. Very good afternoon. Getting a bit chilly, but I think it's going to hot up, and that will compensate.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I need to share this, and it needs your face. Ha! On your own phone. So, by the way, guys, please like and share. Well, Mr. Hendricks is unlocking his phone so I can share to his people as well. And we'd like to issue a very big welcome to all the nice people who are watching on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Thank you very much. Do go on, sir.
Yes. I left the corporate world. I left Naspers after getting an award as a pioneer of the internet in 2002. Soon after that, after we completed our task, I then went on semi-retirement. 2 years, I went to visit about 10 countries to enjoy the long haul I had in the corporate world.
Sorry, what year is this we're talking about now that you're talking?
We're talking about 2010.
Okay.
And that is about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
While I was working in a corporate world, we started the Al Jamaa political party with the aim of in 10 years' time that we should be in parliament because it's a long process. And we were very concerned that Muslims are not registered as voters, not taking part in the political life of the country, and many of them were involved in activist activities. We know about the five bombs in Cape Town, and Hollywood, and so on. And I just felt that we need to support the democracy. When I was a student at UWC, I was chairman of the Free Mandela Committee, and we advocated for what we have today. So coming back to starting the party, many political parties they start in the church, and we started in a mosque, but we knew
In Cape Town,
in Cape Town,
Yep.
in Lansdowne, near the Lansdowne Circle, there's a mosque in York Road. So we started the party in that mosque. And when you start the party, you got to get 100 signatures. You have to get people to vote on the name, to vote on the logo, because that's the IEC requires that, and you got to complete the prescribed form. So we did that. And as soon as we had enough support, we decided, look, we are a political party, we're not a religious party. Although our morals and our values are based on Islam and on the Abrahamic faiths, our constitution says our values are based on Christianity, on Ubuntu, on Islam.
So just explain
on
to people what
Judaism.
Ubuntu is, maybe watching from other countries.
Yeah, look, Ubuntu means that, it's all about the community. That, for example, the community, if you're a child, you're the responsibility of the community. It's togetherness. So Ubuntu is one of the cultures of, it is the foundational culture of Africa, where Africans are there for one another, togetherness. So Al Jamaa is a Swahili word. Now, Swahili is the first language in Africa, the foundational language. Every other language comes from Swahili. So we chose the word Al Jamaa, which originates from the Swahili language. So that is the foundation.
And what does it mean?
It means community, togetherness. It means like a
Is it
Jamaa.
the same
A
as Ubuntu?
congregation, yes.
Okay.
But it's just a Swahili word for congregation, for a Jamaa. And we just felt that everyone in South Africa, especially after the new dispensation, we should be one, we should be together, and our faith encourages it. It's a matter of faith for us, and that's why that's a narrative we are pushing. So when we had one seat, we felt, look, Muslim community is only 1%. We're not going to make an impact just relying on that vote. Let's branch out. We now have experience. I've never had political experience in my life. I was a child soldier since I was 9. So, we were revolutionaries. We were
You were a child
politicians.
soldier?
Yes. So, no political experience. And we then decided to change our whole philosophy approach, and we now a platform for all communities. So while we have platform 1, which is the Muslim community, we are staunch Sunnis in terms of the way our elders practiced Islam in Cape Town and later in South Africa. So we don't make an apologies that for us it is Deen first. So that's the first platform. The second platform that
So what
joined
is that
us,
first?
Deen
What
first.
does that mean?
Deen means your faith comes first.
Okay.
Your Islamic values come first. Your Islamic morals come first. That the neighborliness that is practiced by Christianity comes first. The Lord of David that spiritualizes you, all of those things are first. So the first, then we were approached by the Zulus in Escort, and they joined our second
Sorry,
platform.
Iqbal says best of luck to Al Jamaa following from Mauritius.
Oh, Mauritius, tell him
Yes.
that I come from Mauritius. My
All right.
parents are from Mauritius.
Tu parles français?
My grandfather came from India to Mauritius and from Mauritius to South Africa, and he gave the ANC its name
Oh, wow.
because he was a political activist.
Wow.
So Mauritius, I must be a French Creole or something. So Mauritius is very close to my heart. I went to visit the family home in Mauritius just as my grandfather left it, with his bed still unmade.
Wow.
And his pajamas and stuff lying around.
Wow.
But that's a story for another day. So thank you very much for that message.
Iqbal Kalkatia.
He's my second cousin.
He's your second cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, representing in the house with the family, huh?
When I went to Mauritius, you buy airtime,
Sure.
you buy a chocolate. He refused and I pay for anything.
Oh.
And obviously, entertained me, gave me accommodation, drove me around together with other members of the family, at a family reunion. So that is a bit of nepotism. It comes from my cousin. So
I have no problem with people who love you being the first to share you, sir.
good. Okay, so Al Jamaa is a political platform for all.
So you are basically the founder of
That's
this
correct,
party.
yes, that's
Okay.
right.
So we are speaking to the person that was there at the beginning because it is your idea.
That's correct. Yeah. Look, a few people approached me. They told me you're now retired. Please, you are a leader in our community. Start a political party. And after a while, they managed to persuade me, and some of them.
Oh, so your aspirations were not political to
Not
start
at
with?
all, because I'm retired. I had a long innings in the corporate world, in the trade union movement, in the liberation struggle. I deserve to take a risk.
So you were on the fringes of politics, but never in politics?
Never in politics.
Was that by choice? Did you choose not to be
Yes, I
involved?
wasn't interested, in politics.
And what is the reason for that?
The reason is that I felt that I did my bit in the liberation struggle. The corporate world, I introduced the internet to South Africa. I was I got an award from Koos Becker of Naspers as a pioneer of the internet. That must count for something, such a prominent figure on the JSE. So coming back to the
Genesis of the party.
the genesis of the party, we now have a memorandum of agreement with the Khoi, with the SAD. They're all taking up
Let's explain to people these are the original indigenous people of this area.
Yeah, look, the Khoi are the. Sorry, my friend Maulana is making a noise. Just tell him to be quiet, please. He's disturbing this whole program. And he's an MPL in the province. You like that? Huh? So I cracked the whip.
I'm waving very quietly. I'm just going like this, and he's going, shut up.
I'm cracking the whip with my own colleagues and friends. Just imagine if I'm Bayah, I'll crack the whip in Cape Town.
Wow, that is shameless electioneering. Shameless. But well done you for that. Shameless election. He is quiet. So so that works. Okay, so let's go back to you were in the corporate world and you'd had enough and you were basically in your rest space.
Yes,
yeah?
rest space, yeah.
And then am I correct in saying that you saw that there was the need? Obviously people were asking you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you agreed. But then what was the thing that made you say yes? Because obviously it was more than one person.
Yeah, look, they told me that Muslims are not eligible to voters, that we need to get them to take part in the political life of the country, and that we should share Islamic rulings with the rest of South Africa, and share our values and share our morals and policies so South Africa can benefit.
No, do carry on, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, Al Jamaa is a Muslim political party, but we are a platform for all communities. And more communities are joining our platform because they see us as an alternative to the official opposition, and they see us as an alternative to the ruling party. But we are taking it in stages. So we are contesting 1,200 wards compared to the 40 of the last election. We are in 7 provinces and we are in 31 municipalities.
And that is just in the Western Cape, right?
No, that is in South Africa.
In South Africa.
So in the Western Cape, we are contesting 4 or 5 municipalities. And in the city of Cape Town, we're contesting all wards. I'm contesting pilots, and I'm sending, this is a shout out from me. I'm calling on the residents of Pilots, please to vote for me, because I will then be able to bring a lot of communities together that are, for me, too far apart at the moment. And if the people of Pilots, who are 90% white, vote for me, in future elections, we will find that people won't vote on the basis of color. They will vote on the basis of the merits and the value that you can bring to the city of Cape Town. At the moment, the city of Cape Town is a step mother city. I want to make it a real mother city. Cape Town is the mother city of South Africa. But there are a lot of communities in the city of Cape Town that are living in poverty, that don't have jobs, there's gender based violence, and there is sewerage all over the streets in their homes. The African child lives in sewerage, eats in sewerage, prays in sewerage, and we want to change all of that. And we have done a lot of work with regard to making the city of Cape Town sewerage free and the rest of South Africa also sewerage free. You can't live in a country that stinks, in a city that stinks. And most of our citizens, Kailitsa, Masupumaleli, if you go
So to
there,
explain to people, those are the traditional quote unquote townships, which due to the planning of the previous dispensation, the apartheid dispensation, people of color were pushed away from the city centers and from the Atlantic seaboard where we are right now. But these people were and still are definitely the people who are working in your home, your restaurant, your hotel, and those suburbs have been accused of having less maintenance and less, what's the word I can say, attention, spatial apartheid, yes, less attention than the quote unquote affluent suburbs.
yeah, look, there are 350 informal settlements. Kailitsa is one, it has 1 million residents. Masupumaleli near Fishhoek and Capri, Simonstown, they have about 200,000 residents. We are contesting both of all the wards in those particular areas, and to try and see how we can assist those people with basic services. We have a problem with our constitution. I know you will tell me, but Ganief, you swore allegiance to the constitution when you became a member of parliament. Yes, I did. But our constitution says that people have access to water, access to electricity, access to sewerage, proper sewerage, access to housing. We say no. People must have a right to water. They must have a right to electricity. They must have a right to shelter. So while I'm a member of parliament, and I don't think I will remain one for long because I will be the new mayor of Cape Town, if I am still a member of parliament, I will make a 19th amendment to our constitution and change the clauses which says access to water, access to electricity, and change it to the right to water, for example. So that comes from my faith. My faith tells me that people must have the right to water, a right to basic services. So, like I said, that the informal settlements, uh, when Robert Mugabe became the prime minister or president of Rhodesia, his first order was break down all informal housing, all sacks. I don't want a single sack in my country. And if you go to Zimbabwe today, you won't find the sacks that we have all over South Africa. So I'm not going to say I'm gonna when I become mayor I will break down all the sacks and the horrific conditions people live in with sewerage flowing into their houses. Uh, Unfortunately, these people live along the streams. People throw, when they throw all their stuff into the streams because they've got a bucket system. Where must they throw the stuff? So it's a big problem, and the informal settlements is really a disgrace, and that is the part that I call the stepmother, the stepchildren. Then we have the Cape Flats. The Cape Flats, every government since 1910, the Cape Flats has been the Cinderella of the city of Cape Town. And the colours are suffering. And I want to tell you what we are doing in Mitchell's Plain when it comes to small businesses, giving the people the opportunity to start for small business startups. And then when they have small business startups, to employ one or two relatives and maybe employ other people. And in that way, we can get them to be entrepreneurs. So that has been the focus when I was in Parliament for the 2 years. That's my focus now. Just last week, we had 30 women attending a 2-day workshop on how to apply for the different grants that government has, because everyone says we apply to CEDA and we hear nothing. The reason is no one has taught them how to apply properly. So we fund the 2-day workshop, and we have someone from government who sends someone free of charge, but we cover all the other costs: breakfast, lunch, venue, sound system, and we teach them how to properly apply for funding, because government has a number of grants. You don't have to pay back. It has funding up to 2 million for small businesses at an interest rate of 5%.
So is this the post that is on your Facebook page where it says
That's
there are
correct.
10 businesses that you are looking to fund?
Yes, look,
Okay.
we don't fund it. We assist people to comply with government requirements so that they're in line for funding. So we have about 10 successful applicants that have gone through all the protocols, and they will soon be getting funding. For example, there's a Down syndrome girl who's 21. Her mother says she makes the best tea. And she also helps the mother make the best cakes. And she wants to start a cake shop and serve the people of Cape Town with tea and cakes. The minister, the deputy minister, I took to Mitchell's Plain, spoke to this girl, and she was so impressed. She said, "We will get you that."
Sorry, hang on, we have a comment. James, I don't want to interrupt. No, you're not, Chris. Don't worry. I think this is a great series of interviews you have been doing. Even though I'm not invested in your politics, it is interesting. It is a great idea and a good resource for your local followers. Keep up the good work. Oh my God, somebody being so nice to me.
Well done,
Thank you,
James.
Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Well done, James.
Where are you watching from, Chris? Just so that we know. Do carry on, sir.
Yes. So we had a person that is in a wheelchair that came to the event with the deputy minister.
Sorry, that's from Colorado, Denver, Colorado. That's where Chris is. Thank you, Chris. Wait, let me just do it. Yeah. Quick shout out to Chris. We love you, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. And tell Chris, yes, this is just for Chris in Colorado.
Hi, Chris.
There you go. Personal shout out. Do carry on, sir.
Yeah, so we had we are very concerned about people with disabilities. So this person came, and the minister asked him, "Now, what business do you want to start?" He said, "Motor mechanic." And this guy in a wheelchair, the minister said, "But we have a program for motor mechanics." and she ordered the people in charge of that program here in Cape Town, about 5 kilometers away, to immediately come to Mitchell's Plain and assist this particular person. So that is, really a success story in that we bring Parliament to the people. People engage with ministers. We then assist with a 2-day training, and now it's in the hands of government. Altabar doesn't have any money. Any of your people wants to crowdfund us, you can go to our website, Altabar, and all the details are there.
So,
So,
by the way, if you want more information, just look in the title of the broadcast. There is the Twitter address, and then there is the Facebook page, and you can get more information. As with all political parties, I always tag their official channels. Do carry on, sir.
so I serve on the Portfolio Committee in Parliament on Small Business Development. I used to be on the Joint Committee for National Intelligence. And I felt, no, I can make a better
So the
contribution.
spies.
Yes, with the spooks. I look after the spooks.
Wow. Okay.
So to look after the spooks and to do oversight, you have to have a top security clearance. Just imagine I was a child soldier and I got top security clearance.
Wow.
They don't know what I did while I was at UWC.
Well, they will after they watch this broadcast.
I went to Libya for my military training in '74.
Wow.
And so I was chairman of the Free Mandela Committee. I was with Steve Biko. By the way, I beat him in chess at Zululand University while he ducked. He was under house arrest. He ducked. And then I told him, look, I want you to, I hear that you are looking at the colored community, the so-called colored community at UWC, because there were a lot of African students at UWC.
So for people who don't know, that's the University of the Western Cape.
So Steve Biko, is one of the leaders of the liberation movement. He then made a declaration. He told us, look, before he was murdered while in detention, he told us, look, I consulted with President Mandela on Robben Island, and today we declare the colors are black. Because everything was about black, and they didn't want the colors to feel left out, because we were more oppressed than anyone else, especially in Cape Town, and we're still being oppressed today.
Hang on a second. Chris says, did you play chess with Mandela?
No, I played
played chess with Steve Biko. All right.
And I want to tell him that I was invited by President Zuma to come and have a chess game with him while he's recovering.
There you go. Is that before or after he went for his nightly sojourn? Before he goes to the casino.
That was last week.
Okay.
I don't think he has any money left to play in the casino.
Wow. Okay, why don't we just go into that right now? Okay, so basically what you're telling us is that you've been on both sides of the acceptability index for a government. The previous dispensation, not acceptable side you were on. This dispensation, very acceptable side that you were on. So you've had both.
No, they gave me top security clearance. I just hope. Look, I don't need it now because I don't serve on that committee anymore. I'm in small business development. And because I was a pioneer of the internet in South Africa.
Oh, wait, stop. Tell us about that. We're using it right now. Well, this very moment is because of that. Let's talk.
In 2002, Koos Becker, Naspers, they, gave me and 4 others, Tony Roo and other people, an award as pioneers of the internet. And for me, I got the award for creating next generation jobs and new revenue streams. So I created online radio, online shopping, online banking, online media. It all came from my budget. Now, I'm not the expert, but I was the director in charge, and they were all under my wing. So, for example, Media 24 came out of my hands. I recruited the first batch of people to start Media 24.
Which then owns Mnet.
That's correct.
Yes.
So, if I didn't start the internet in South Africa, you wouldn't have WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram. So please, everyone say thank you, Ganief Hendricks. Thank you, Al-Zama. Otherwise, we'd have had no WhatsApp. We would have still behind.
Can I just mention that nobody else has been so shameless in their relentless self-promotion in any of these broadcasts. I'm not complaining. Go right ahead,
I
sir.
can show you the wooden award I got from Koos Becker, one of the top big business guys in the
Sorry,
world.
Al Jamar says, thank you, Ganief Hendricks. That's fun. That's brilliant.
My own party thanking me. I want other people to thank me and say, we will vote for Al Jamar. We will make you the new mayor of Cape Town because we have 10 mayors candidates. So I'm up against the best and I wish them all the luck. 5 of the mayors are white mayors. I don't have a problem with that. The DA has a mayor with financial expertise. Maybe that's what we need. But myself, I cut my teeth as a child soldier in the liberation movement. I went to the corporate world and I got the top award that you can ever get. Pioneer of the internet. I'm now dabbling in the cyber civilization, but that's another story. And then in the trade union movement, I worked there pro bono for 10 years and I got people with disabilities a pension fund. And then I left and I went into politics. And like I say, we are a platform for all communities. I think we are the only political party that is open to everyone and that has proven success with the Zulus in Escort. We gave them a platform. And now the king of the Nama Royal House is a candidate, and we told him we're going to put you in the city of Cape Town chamber so your voices can be heard. I don't want to speak on your behalf. Speak on your own behalf. I told the king of the Nama Royal House. And
All right, so can I just stop you there and ask you this question? Obviously, your particular political party it originated in a mosque
yes,
and it is run along the principles of not
Islam.
Sharia law, but
Islamic rulings.
Muslim, no, but not just the laws, the Muslim tenets of the faith.
That's correct.
So
yes.
it's, I know one of them is that if you see a person in need and you can help them, you are under orders from the Prophet that you must help them.
Also,
It's not just an option. You must them. You've got £5 you have to give something to the person who has nothing.
I call it a Pharaoh Kifayat in Arabic. The same with if a person dies, never mind what religion, if that person is buried, the whole community, is punished, and the plague hits you if you don't bury people.
Wow. But what I wanted to ask you is just to be clear, I read an article that said that your party has more support from non-Muslims at the moment than it does from Muslims.
Now, unfortunately, while we have a core Muslim following, when we started the party and they continue to vote for us and they grow by 10%, most of the Muslims vote for the DA and I don't know why. So that's a problem.
I just wanted to be clear for people who are watching, you are not a Muslim party, but your party has been running on Muslim guidelines and Muslim recommendations from the faith.
That's
so you
correct.
welcome everyone to your party.
Yes. So at the moment we have 1,200 wards in 7 provinces. 60% are people outside the faith. And then we have young girls as young as 22 African girls at college in Free State. 2 of them are mayoral candidates. The leader of our women's league is a Zulu. She is a daughter-in-law of Chief Albert Luthuli, who got the Nobel Peace Prize. The ANC's headquarters is named after them. Every president, in terms of their constitution, when they elected, must go visit him in where he is buried. So we have shown over the last 5 years that when it comes to the Muslim platform, no compromises, Dean first, but every other platform can put their values forward, their positions forward, their issues forward. We don't interfere. We just provide the platform and we provide the infrastructure, we provide the support, we throw our weight behind them and we wish them the best of luck. Like we're doing with a Khoi who wants to, for example, get their land back here in Cape Town.
Just explain to people, KHOI, the Khoi people, again, the original indigenous people for the area that we are in right now. The original, because they are the only people who were here before anyone else arrived, black or white.
I'm going to tell you a fascinating story. For the
Yeah.
first time on Heritage Day, the queen of the Khoi who lives in Lavender Hill, they had a celebration in Big Bay. Big Bay is near Milnerton, on the exact spot where her, let's say, great-great-grandfather met Jan van Riebeeck.
Wow.
So we slaughtered a beast for them on the
So
occasion.
just explain to people again in other countries who may not be aware, Jan van Riebeeck is the employee who, rumor has it, was about to be fired by the Verenigde Oostenrijkse Compagnie, the Dutch East India Company, for fraud, and was exiled to this spot, the Cape of Good Hope, to open a refreshment station. Hang on, let me just change the camera so that it's on me for this one.
Let
he
me
was-
give you the proper name.
Yeah.
Cape del Cabo.
Del Cabo, okay. And 3 ships arrived on the 6th of April, 1652, the Dromedaris, the Regen, and the Goede, and they discovered the country. And that is when the refreshment station was built. The castle was built, which was built between 1652 and 1689, and is still the oldest freestanding building in the country. And from then, the settlers arrived, and it became a very popular colony, which then led to an entire country. Long story, but I mean, Jan van Riebeeck is the original person who arrived just shortly, funnily enough, before the Dutch took over the city of New York, which I believe was 1685, if I'm not mistaken. So what you are saying is the great, 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 great.
Daughter is now the
Great.
queen
There you go.
of the Nama royal family.
She met him at the beach.
No, Jan van Riebeeck met her great-great-grandfather
Great,
at the
great,
beach.
yeah.
And Alzama and the queen went to the spot where Van Riebeeck traded with him, were very nice to them, tried to win their hearts. And so we commemorated that event. And afterwards, they were oppressed, they were killed, their land was taken away from them. And you know the history. You speak just like my history teacher. Now, Adam, I'm remembering my history lesson when I was in grade 9, where my teacher explained this history, and you did it so well now.
Thank you, sir. So basically, what you are telling us is that you are. Okay, let me do it this way. If a person who did not know about your political party
Yes.
found out about you through one of these broadcasts, why should they vote for your party? Because it is kind of confusing. You are serving as a member of parliament as the leader of the party, but you are also the mayoral candidate for the city of Cape Town. But this is not just for Cape Town, this is for the entire country that you have representation all over. Why should a person vote for your party? And then the second part is, why should they vote for you? They are separate. So firstly, why should they vote for your party wherever they are in South Africa on the 1st of November?
They should vote for our party because of our policies that's based on Islamic rulings. For example, we say people have the right to water and not access to water. Access to water means you must walk 10 kilometers to get a pail of water. A right means you are entitled to water, and the municipality's responsibility to make sure that you have water every day. It's a constitutional right which you have, and so that is one of the reasons. The second reason is that we are passionate about the fact that the African child must not live in sewerage. And all over in the 350 informal settlements in Cape Town, they are living in sewerage. I want the DA or any party to tell me where there is no sewerage pollution. The professors at UCT Stellenbosch have indicated to us that sewage pollution is worse than climate change. So what happens? You pull your chain. Where does the stuff go to? It goes to a sewage plant. They pump it into waterways. That poorly treated sewage flows past livestock, horses, people, children, It gives off blooms in the waterways. That bloom gives off toxins, and in the PhD research thesis of a lady from Kailicha, she tells her professors that from her analysis and research of 2 years, the toxins are poisonous and slow poisoning 1 million people in Kailicha, and that's how the DA want to reduce the votes of the blacks.
Wow. Okay.
That's a mouthful.
That is,
So I'm
yes.
very slow about it, so people can take me up on it.
So the second part of the question is, what would you do differently as the mayoral candidate or the mayor? What would you do differently? Why should they vote for you now? This is just the first question was for the whole country. The second question is just for Cape Town. Why should people vote for you, Ganief Hendricks, as mayor?
Look, I have 7 years experience in the city of Cape Town as a councillor. I sat on the highest committee, the appeals committee, with a very progressive speaker. He was the chair. And so I've got that experience. And then I've got 2, 3 years experience in parliament. And I feel that my experience in the liberation movement, the corporate world, in the trade union movement, and now in parliament, I think I have the best portfolio of all the candidates. And I will be the only mayor that will crack the whip. I won't allow any gatekeepers. I will run the party, but I will consult with people on what they want. I don't believe in service delivery. Now you will say, hey, now you're going to lose a lot of votes. I don't believe in service delivery. Service delivery means a political party has a policy. They then get into power and they get a budget and they tell the people, this is what we're going to do for you. We say no. We will ask the people, what do you want to do? What do you want us to do? We will then develop the policies. We will then get the budget if we're in power. And then we will give the people what they want. And we will make sure that every ward in Cape Town has their own budget so that we can equalize the inequalities between the leafy suburbs, the beachy suburbs, where we are now, the informal settlements I talked about, the dusty Cape flats, and then also Alzama. We will sort out the gangsterism. You know, the mayor of Cape Town for the last 18 years doesn't control those gang-infested areas. So there's already a breakaway that the gangsters control these areas. I told President Cyril Ramaphosa, you don't control the whole of South Africa because the gangsters control parts of the country, and your police and your army can't do anything about it. So don't tell me you are the president of the whole of South Africa. You cannot be because you don't control the areas where the gangsters are. So look, we have a very a progressive approach. We will engage with the leaders of the gangsters. They'll have to pay reparations for what they did, and we will integrate them into the economy. So we feel that that policy is in line with our Islamic rulings as well. They must pay, they must apologize, pay reparations, and integrate them into society. We want to make the city of Cape Town a gangster-free city. We don't want it to be a stepmother city. We want it to be a real mother city for the whole of South Africa, an example to everyone. And I make a special appeal. I'm a candidate, you know, if you want to be a mayor, you got to be a candidate in a ward. I live in Pilots. I'm calling on the people of Pilots to vote for me to show that white people will vote for you on the merits and not on the color of your skin. And they've got a Muslim candidate, Riyad Davidson, standing for them. That is very disappointing. And, he's a top gun in the mosque in Pilots, which has been in the forefront of the struggle. So Pilots' reputation will go down, and people will look down upon Pilots as, as people that have put the Muslim community in a bad light because of the positions that the political party has, that Riyad Davids and other Muslim councillors for the DA You know what the DA did? They have appointed 10 top Muslim candidates. I don't know whether they gave them R1 million each. They must tell us whether that's not true. They suddenly they were top guns in our community, doing very good work, and they will get their rewards. But I don't think that they will get a reward for standing as candidates for a democratic alliance. And so Al-Jamaah's position is we want to end DA rule in the Western Cape because 80% of the citizens are stepchildren. And I'm sure even many whites will agree, no man, we need to work together. We need to work with Al Jamaa, see what we can do to bring about transformation. And this exclusivist position, I would like to change around. That's why people must vote me for mayor, because I love the Afrikaners. Afrikaners is plesierig en dan doen hulle dit so. We find that amongst the English speaking, they are very helpful when it comes to business opportunities, giving people jobs, creating jobs. So if the whites and the other population groups in Cape Town work together, we will show the rest of the country what real civilization is, what compassion is. So Altamar is the only political party that has an agenda to bring whites and the other population groups together on a political level.
Okay, so for somebody who is sitting in Greenpoint and somebody who's sitting in Belleville and somebody who's sitting in
Constantia.
Constantia and Langa and somebody who's sitting in Guguletu, they should vote for one sentence that you had to, if you just made one sentence, they should vote for Al Jamaa because
We are a political party for all communities, and we want to give people rights to basic services and not access to basic services.
and that's what you promised as candidate and as leader of the party.
Yes. So whoever replaces me in Parliament as Member of Parliament will have to change the Constitution and change the words access to rights, especially with water, electricity, and sewage services. And I, as party leader, that's a mandate I will give whoever replaces me while I crack the whip in the city of Cape Town and bring about change where whites and coloreds and Africans and Indians are all working together and not working against one another for the benefit of all of us. We don't want political parties we don't support political parties that want to throw whites into the sea. That's what I told the people in the far south in Fishhoek when I addressed a meeting of the Ratepayers Association there, and I thank them for that invitation. We want to embrace everyone in Cape Town because we are a diverse community with different cultures, and that is so unique in South Africa. And I've been all over the country. I visited 7 provinces. I'm going to KZN on Saturday, visiting Maritzburg and Durban and Newcastle. That's my last tour. We've been to Harding in KZN, and Harding is an ANC stronghold.
Chris from Colorado says, that sounds great, Ganief, embracing diversity and equal access.
Yes. Oh, looks like I must go. I'm waiting for my invitation to go to Colorado, but I don't know whether.
Oh, Chris! shameless self-promotion. All right, the last question I want to ask, and I always ask people at the end of every broadcast the same question. Shamey says I'm always welcome. Thank you, Mr. Bihan. So, it's a one-line answer, okay? And everybody is asked the same question at the end of my broadcast. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Do you have hope?
We have hope.
No, you.
I have hope because the ANC has said that their followers will support us in the city of Cape Town and in Tshwane. And the NFP in the last elections also said they'll vote for us, and 15,000 voted for us. And we're sure the ANC will keep their promise. And we have already been informed by the Khoi and the San that they are going on a rapid campaign this weekend to make sure people vote, because we are going to put them in one of the three tiers of government, and that will give the Khoi hope for the first time in their 100-year struggle to get back their land.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything else you wish to add? You're more than
I
welcome.
just want to thank those who tuned in, who joined us, and I would like to invite them when the mayoral chain is put around my neck, and it would be because of their support and the support of the voters of Cape Town that I will get the mayoral chain, and I will have a whip. For the first time, there will be a mayoral chain plus a whip, which will be part of the regalia of the mayoral's office. And I want that whip to be on my desk in the mayor's office, and I will crack the whip.
Thank you, Mr. Hendricks, for your time. Thank you for coming on to the channel. Let me just quickly do the bye-bye. So, okay, this is me saying bye-bye. So, thank you, everybody. If you're
Thank
watching on
you.
Twitter, please retweet. On Facebook, like and share. What must I do? Like and share.
Like
One more
and
time,
share,
like
yes,
and
yeah.
share.
And I won't mind a few hearts popping up.
Oh, yeah, hearts. We had hearts. We had hearts. And also to everybody else, thank you so much. The election. Oh, Chris, to explain, maybe you missed the beginning. Part of the election is for mayor of Cape Town. The other part of the election is for your local area, your ward. In South Africa, it's called a ward councillor. So it's literally the people who are in charge of your neighborhood and the people who may be mayors of cities. It's not for provincial ministers. It's not for premiers. It's not for national ministers. This is a local election, just to explain. So there will be two parts. Yesterday, Jack Miller, you were there yesterday, you saw it. He explained that the ballot paper will have two parts. Part one is who do you vote for as ward councillor? Part two is who do you vote for as mayor? So there will be two parts, and not everybody is running for both. So some political parties just maybe have a mayor, and some have ward councillor and mayor. Great question, though. All right, so thank you everybody for watching, and much love to you all. Oh, and for all of my haters, thank you for pushing up my stats. Bye, everybody.